Welcome to the One NFP Financials and Financials Lite training on the Implementation Wizard. The first time you open the software, the Implementation Wizard will open up automatically. If you close it without finishing it, you'll be able to reopen it by clicking on a tile in the Role Center here. You'll need to finish the Implementation Wizard before you can really move around the software without getting some errors. There are some things that the system needs to know before you can really start working in the system. So let's walk through the wizard and talk about the things that are there and available to you and the things you'll need to do. So first off, up here there's a couple of things to download. You really do want to download these. The first is a guide, and it has some very good information. It walks you through a lot of the information I'm going to tell you in this video, but it also has a whole lot more tips for importing your data. It gives you some very good best practices for setting up your accounts and funds and dimensions. So I definitely recommend that you download that. The other are the import templates. And when you're importing your data, you're going to need to use these import templates. They all have an instruction tab that walks you through all the fields and a template where you'll enter your data and an example. When you're done, you'll be deleting these top two rows and saving the file as a comma-separated file, a .csv. That's the format it needs to be in, and if you leave the headers in, you're going to get an error message because it won't know how to interpret the data. So definitely download that, and actually I would recommend you download that, close this down, spend some time looking through it and preparing your data, and then come back. So the first page of this wizard, you can go ahead actually and fill this out now. It's informational. The name is going to be required. Everything else you can fill out if you choose to. This page is where you're going to import your data. Accounts and funds are required. You have to pull those in through the wizard. Now that doesn't mean you can't, after you've completed the wizard, change it around, delete some, add some, but there are setup elements that require accounts and funds, so you have to do some import of those here. The rest of the import stuff is your dimensions, the name and the values, vendors, customers, and bank accounts. And those you can choose to import here, or you can set up after the import is complete. That's up to you. So let's go to the next page. Here are some elements that are requiring your GL account. So for example, the due to, due from accounts you need to know. Control fund, that's going to be your operating fund. It works as a pass-through when you're crossing funds. Your fiscal year, that's another element to define for the setup wizard. I would recommend if you are starting, let's say on July 1st, 2015, that you actually enter July 1st, 2014 into this starting date. The system will create accounting periods based on this date, and in case you want to enter any of your data prior to your go live date, that'll be a little easier. So that's just a tip there. Payables account, receivables account, these are used for payables and receivables. Your GL bank account, every bank account will have to have a separate GL account. So this is just your primary bank account, so that it has one to start off the process. Fixed assets, the wizard will require these accounts whether you're using fixed assets or not. What that does, it sets some things up so if you choose to use the fixed assets element of the software at a later date, everything is in place for you and taken care of. So when you're done with that, you can go ahead and click Finish, and then move on to starting to post your data, or you can go on to some of the optional implementation tasks. And there are some checklists out in the online help that'll walk you through what options you have and give you more information about them. So good luck, thank you, and welcome to the One NFP family.